Hello and welcome. I am very excited for today's video because we are finally going to be getting hands-on with one of the most highly anticipated Chinese cars of 2022, the BYD Seal electric sedan. This thing is aimed squarely at the Tesla Model 3 and the XPeng P7, and today we're going to be giving you a first look at the interior and exterior. Let's get started.
With hands-on test drives and reviews of exciting Chinese market vehicles, Wheelsboy is the #1 source for China auto insights. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. If BYD keeps up their naming convention, the BYD Seal will likely be referred to as the BYD Atto 4 in Australia and other markets. Prices here in China range from $31,000 to $42,500 US. That means the top spec version costs as much as a base Model 3 here in China. The car in today's video is a rear-wheel drive, long-range variant that costs $39,000 US.
This display car is not allowed to leave the showroom floor, so we're only going to be able to bring you a static review today. However, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see when our full review, including test drive, debuts later this year. But do not despair, there is still plenty to talk about when it comes to the BYD Seal, starting with the exterior design. And oh, what a design it is. The proportions of the BYD Seal are both compact and athletic, though it must be said the overall shape is very reminiscent of a Neo ET5 and a Tesla Model 3. I would chalk that up to the demands of EV design, which emphasizes low drag. When the design of a car becomes a math equation, well, cars just kind of start to look the same. The team at BYD at least seem to be good at their math, however, because this thing has a low coefficient to drag of just 0.219, beating the 0.23 of the Tesla Model 3. The BYD Seal sets itself apart, however, when it comes to the detail, starting with the front lighting. The headlights kind of tuck a little bit into the body here and then flow down into a daytime running light, kind of a hook-shaped daytime running light. Something that wasn't obvious from the first official photos of this car is the LED lighting here in this small air intake. This ripple effect ties this thing back to the design language of the BYD Ocean series, which also includes the BYD Dolphin. There's even more ocean-inspired design elements when we come to the side of the BYD Seal, starting with these gill-like inserts down here on the rocker panel. There's also a water drop motif on the C-pillar. Now, the arrow-shaped applique here in front of the front door, well, that doesn't really seem very ocean-inspired, but it looks pretty good, so I'm willing to give BYD a break for kind of losing the thread.
Even the Seal's taillight carries a bit of ocean flair, with a design that resembles fish scales emanating from a solid LED beam. Beneath that is a pretty serious-looking diffuser.
Now it's time to play everybody's favorite game, liftback or not. So many electric sedans these days have a liftback rear profile, but are they actually a liftback, or do they have a traditional trunk opening? Let's find out what's what with the BYD Seal. We hit this discreet hidden button down here. It looks like the answer is traditional trunk. Be sure to update your liftback or not scorecards at home. The space in here, well, there's no official number yet, but it's not a liftback, so it's probably less voluminous than the Tesla Model 3. Still, seems pretty deep. But wait, there's more, because if we pop open the hood of the BYD Seal, we see it has a frunk. Open up this black plastic cover, and you'll see a space that doesn't look quite as big as the 88 liters of a Tesla Model 3, but still could provide some useful storage. Now, let's jump inside the car and check out the interior design. The interior styling of the Seal is a solid match for the exterior, with flowing lines that extend from door to door. The cabin is trimmed mostly in real leather here on the center console and the seats, as well as Alcantara, lots of Alcantara. This could become a problem over time as the Alcantara gets oilier and oilier, but that is a problem for the second or third owner. Right now, it looks and feels pretty premium.
Apart from that, it's mostly black plastic with a pattern similar to what we've seen in other BYD models before. The two screens measure 10.25 inches and 15.6 inches. The UI for the center screen seems to be an updated version of the one used in other BYDs. Maybe we can dig out some small differences during our full review.
Here in the center console, you will find two wireless charging pads, a storage compartment down here below. In the middle is a diminutive crystal shift knob flanked by buttons for functions like the auto hold as well as the air conditioning. You also have 2 wheels for adjusting the drive mode as well as the volume. Front and center here is your start-stop button. The Seal rides on BYD's E-Platform 3.0, a dedicated EV architecture. That means that while its overall length is shorter than that of the BYD Han, its wheelbase is the same 2.92 meters. All of this is to say that the rear seat passenger space is actually quite decent. This is just my first impression. I haven't ridden in it very much, but I will say that it feels more comfortable than both the Model 3 and the XPeng P7. However, the floor is quite high, but that's a common issue with electric sedans.
We'll save in-depth discussion of the Seal's powertrain and suspension till we can actually drive it, but I will say that it comes in single-motor rear-wheel drive variants as well as a range-topping dual-motor version that will do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.8 seconds. There are also 2 battery packs available, measuring 61.4 kilowatt-hours and 82.5 kilowatt-hours. That means a CLTC range of up to 700 kilometers.
Seems like it's time for us to wrap up our first look video on the BYD Seal because there is an increasing number of people here in the BYD dealership, most of whom are here to see the BYD Seal. It's no surprise then that the company claims they have 60,000 pre-orders for this car. Deliveries are set to begin this month. One last reminder, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see our full review of this car with test drive later this year. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our brand new website. All those links are in their description below. Thank you very much.